In today's video, I'm reviewing a 2013 Ford Focus. The Ford Focus was produced by Ford to be a worldwide compact car sold in all of their markets. It first found its way to the US market starting in 2000 and is now in its fourth generation. Unfortunately for the fourth generation model, Ford decided to discontinue sales of the Focus in the United States. This 2013 model is part of the third generation that was sold from 2012 to 2018. The third generation model of the Focus is a pretty good looking vehicle and a nice progression over what we see in the first two generations. While the first two generations were a little bit outside of the box in terms of styling and looked a little bit quirky, this third generation model is more mainstream and has a much more conservative look to it. Overall, I think it looks a lot better than the first two generations. Still maintains that very sporty edge to it, and it also looks a little bit more upscale and premium. The Focus is available as either a 4-door sedan or a 5-door hatchback wagon like this vehicle, and it's offered in 6 different trim packages. Base model is the S package, then they've got the SE, the SEL, the titanium package, which this vehicle has, and then they've got the ST and RS package, which are performance variants of the Focus. This titanium package comes very heavily loaded with luxury and tech features. It's got an abundance of features including leather seats, 8-way power adjustable driver's seat, heated front seats, leather trim on the shift knob, heated steering wheel, rear seat center armrest, proximity key and push button start, 8-inch touchscreen with smartphone integration. It's got a 10-speaker audio system, dual zone climate control, a moonroof, and parking sensors. In addition to that, on the exterior of the vehicle, we see a few upgrades in terms of styling. It's got this set of 18-inch wheels, and then you'll notice a little chrome strip along the bottom of the windows. Nice little touches that again give the vehicle a much more premium look than what you're going to get in the base package. You also notice we've got little chrome surrounds on the fog lights integrated into the bumper. You'll see parking sensors on the front bumper here. Front end of the vehicle has a nice clean look to it. I like the 5-door wagon. It gives the vehicle a very sporty look, very similar to what you'd get in Subaru WRX. Really great alternative to that vehicle. And I also really like these tail lights, which you don't get on the sedan. Got a very aggressive, sporty appearance to them. Of course, we've got a rear spoiler above this window. Gives it that sporty appearance, also helps with wind noise and fuel economy. You notice we've got some sensors on the rear bumper here too. We've also got a set of mud flaps, which kind of put it on par with that WRX, kind of give it that rally car look. Looking inside the Focus, you'll see a really nice interior that's a nice progression over what we saw in the first and second generation models. Much higher quality materials, it looks a lot better, it's got a nice color selection, and just overall has a very premium look and feel to it. Of course, with this titanium package, it also comes very heavily loaded. Vehicle's got power windows, power door locks, power heated mirrors. You also see we've got a little inset in the mirror to help with visibility. Door's got some storage space down below. Vehicle also has a proximity key. So you'll notice on the door handle here, little pad there. What that does is if the key's in your pocket, it will automatically unlock when you put your hand on the handle, and likewise you can lock the vehicle without pulling it out. And then when we get inside, you'll see we've got push button start. So as long as the key is in the vehicle, you can push that to turn the ignition on. On the steering wheel, upper left, we've got controls here for some vehicle settings that are shown in the center LCD screen on the instrument cluster. Bottom left, we've got cruise control. Top right, we've got audio controls. And then bottom right, we've got Bluetooth controls. Instrument cluster's got a nice, clean, contemporary look to it. Nice large center screen here that's very functional. You'll notice in the 4 corners, we've got the ability to control entertainment. So this is the audio system, which has AM/FM radio, satellite radio, CD player. You can connect your phone or other MP3 device using either a Bluetooth connection or a hardwired connection. And then they've also got a memory card that you can insert into the vehicle and download music directly to the vehicle. This up here will take you to the phone where you can import all your phone contacts, put some of your favorites in there, control your phone using this center screen. We've also got navigation control, and then we've also got climate control down here in the bottom right. So With climate control here, you can see it's dual zone climate. And what's really cool is you can control those features as well as audio features either on the screen or with these controls down below. So climate control settings, you can see the buttons here for that. Obviously we've got heating and air conditioning. We've also got heated seats for the driver and front passenger and a heated steering wheel. And then as I mentioned before, you've also got dual functions for the audio here. So you can control it using the screen or using this setup here. Down below, got a heated rear window. This right here is parking assist, so the vehicle can automatically parallel park for you. And then on the right hand side of that, we've got the ability to turn off those parking sensors if you don't like the beeping that it makes. Got the automatic transmission in this vehicle. And then you'll see the heated seats for driver and front passenger here, as well as a 12-volt outlet. 2 cup holders in the middle. And a nice functional center console here with a built-in tray that we can remove. Some storage space down below, and then you'll see we've got 2 USB ports. In the middle there, we've got that memory card that I had mentioned. And then we've got 3 ports here for an auxiliary input. Looking up above, you'll see we've got a manual dimming rear view mirror, compartment for sunglasses, reading lights, and then a sunroof, which is tilt and sliding. The back seat of the Focus is definitely a little bit on the tight side in terms of leg room, but plenty of arm room and headroom. You see the middle seat's got an integrated armrest with 2 cup holders. And then we've got a 12-volt outlet down below in the center console. Give you a quick view up front. Also got a little storage space integrated on the side of the seat here. Handy little feature. And additional space integrated into the door. These seats also fold down in a 60-40 split. Using this button up here. Push on that. Seats will fold down. Not completely flat, but in that 60-40 split, so you can do either side or both, and helps to increase that rear cargo space on occasion. Coming around to the rear of the Focus, if we open this hatch, see that it's got an integrated privacy cover. And you'll see it's definitely a little bit tight back here in terms of cargo space. One of the downsides of a very sporty profile, but probably gonna be functional for most day-to-day use and the occasional trip. Also got the subwoofer integrated back here. And then as I mentioned before, we've got that 60-40 split on those back seats, so you can fold those down to increase space when needed. For 2013, the Focus was only available in front-wheel drive and had 3 different engine options. This model's got the most popular 2-liter 4-cylinder, which has 160 horsepower and 146 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to either a 5-speed manual or 6-speed automatic transmission, and will do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 7.6 seconds. The EPA rating is 26 miles per gallon in the city and 35 on the highway. The automatic transmission sees a 1 mile per gallon bump. They also offered the ST model in 2013, which has a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo with 252 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to a 6-speed manual transmission and will do 0 to 60 in 6 seconds flat. EPA rating on that model is 23 in the city and 31 on the highway. They also offered the Focus in an all-electric model, which sees an electric range of 76 miles. I love driving newer Ford vehicles and seeing the progression that they've made as an automaker since about the mid-2000s. If you go back to the 90s or the early 2000s, the stuff that they were building felt so cheap. Really hard plastic materials, not a lot of great luxury and tech features. Powertrains weren't all that good either. They were producing a product, but they weren't really trying that hard. And you see that there's this radical transformation with more modern Ford vehicles. And the 3rd generation Focus is a perfect example of that. It's got a really high quality feel to it. Obviously you can see that this titanium model has a ton of luxury and tech features, and then it also offers a really great overall driving experience. And I think part of that is because it's now built on this worldwide platform that's designed to appeal to European markets. And so what you're seeing with the modern Focus is that it's got really stiff suspension, really good handling, nice tight steering feel, and just overall feels a lot more European than the American Fords that we saw back in the 90s and the early 2000s. And there's certainly going to be those drivers out there that prefer a really soft ride and loose steering feel, but for me personally, I really like the more stiff European feel that you get with this vehicle, and overall they've done very well on the modern Focus. So that's a review of the third generation model, the Ford Focus. It's a real shame that just when this vehicle was starting to get good, that Ford discontinued it. The third generation model of the Focus is a huge improvement over what we saw in the first and second generation Focus, and really is kind of characteristic of the revamp of the whole Ford lineup that we started to see around the mid-2000s. Going back before that, a lot of their cars just had kind of a cheap feel to them, poor quality materials, they weren't very stylish, performance was pretty bad, and we see that around mid-2000s they really revamped that whole lineup. Their vehicles see a huge improvement in terms of quality, performance, features, and this third generation Focus is really kind of representative of that. It's a really solid car all around. It's very stylish, it's got a very high-end interior, especially with this Platinum package, which is full of features, and just overall it's a really solid car. I'm not crazy about the powertrain that you get in this specific vehicle, but otherwise it handles really well and offers a really great overall ride. I think the third generation Focus is a really good option for somebody that's looking for an economical, practical car that's a little bit on the sporty side and going to be a really good value. If you have any comments or questions on the Focus, leave them in the section below. For more car reviews, subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, thanks for watching.